So it's a Saturday morning. I got nothing to do, so why don't I just go up and see what the Forbes estate's all about? You know, the town of Norwood purchased this property, and I've been dying to get inside and see what it's all about. And I'm sure you folks at home want to see what you purchased. So it's time to open up the doors of the Forbes mansion and see what we got. Inside is Bill Plasko waiting for me, so let's go check it out. So joining me inside the Forbes estate is Chairman of the Board of Selectmen, Bill Plasko. So Bill, give us a little of history of how and why the town acquired this property.
Well, basically, we had that whole 40B issue going on for some time in town, and this development was set to have 260 units with the affordable component in it. And the town decided basically that they'd prefer to make the investment and be able to control the destiny of the site, prevent that large apartment complex in town, and choose what we may or may not do with this mansion and the rest of the site. And whether it be, you know, municipal use or otherwise, but we can make that determination, right. be in charge of our own destiny.
Sure. So mechanically, it took a vote of town meeting?
Correct, 2/3 vote.
And that was in November?
Yes.
And so does the town have the deed now?
Yes, January 10th we passed papers.
Okay. And so it's not just the mansion. How big is the plot, if you will?
Well, we're calling it 27 acres. I think it's 26.87 acres.
And how big's the actual building?
The mansion is 22,450 square feet.
Okay. And so let's just move over. We happen to be in the main entrance.
Yes.
And, you know, some of the stuff here is very beautiful, but some of it, obviously, you know, the previous owner wasn't using it for historical purposes. They were using it as an office.
Yeah, Putnam in the early 2000s, I think it was around 2003, renovated this into a training center. And unfortunately, a lot of the beautiful character that existed before was destroyed in the process. They made it a modern, beautiful facility for their purposes,
Sure.
But we lost a lot of the historic.
But as you can see, some of it, you know, some of it's still here.
Yeah, you'll see some other beautiful fireplaces as we go through. This one, the paneling was a little destroyed because they put in a modern electronic board to tell people where things were going within the building.
Sure. And obviously this, when Putnam had it, this was reception. This is where you enter.
This was the main entry, main foyer for the building, yes.
Okay. So let's take a look and see what we'll find. So what did we find in here? We found Patty Fanning, retired professor at Bridgewater State and noted historian. I think she's a squatter. Have you been living in here since the town bought it?
Don't tell.
So I'm glad that you're able to be with us because you can give us some of the history of the building. So we just came into the entrance and then took a right into what's called India Wharf Room. But what was it?
It was
The parlor?
parlor. Yeah, it was the parlor. There was a dining room on one side, parlor on the right side when you came off the foyer.
So this must be a kind of a bittersweet experience for you because, you know, it's a beautiful building, especially from the outside. But, you know, it's great to see this,
Yes.
but some of this stuff must horrify you that they did.
It really does. Some of it leaves me speechless. But there's hope, I guess you'd say. It looks like this, you know, the fireplace, this is supposed to be I believe a Nara wood, which was a rare sort of Philippine wood, hardwood. It looks like maybe some of the paneling has just been painted over, which would be...
Restorable.
Yes.
Okay. So this was the parlor, so you can imagine sitting in here entertaining guests.
Yes.
You know, beautiful view out the window. Now, do you have any idea where the farm and the grove used to be situated on the property? Was there a grove, or am I making that up?
No. There was an apple orchard.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. There are a few of the houses. There were 7 houses originally.
Okay.
5 farms. I believe that there are a few of the houses over on Clabbertree Street that were part of those.
Okay, and also where the other Putnam and everybody else.
Right,
that's probably where the orchards and
Other
things
I think
were.
that's where the
Yes.
polo fields were and so forth
Okay.
over there.
Polo fields were behind, sort of
Okay.
where the Mercer building is.
Right, and basically in front, the front
Right.
of the building.
Right.
All right, so should we go in the dining room then?
Sure.
Okay. So we just crossed the reception area again, and we're in what's now labeled Long Wharf. But Patty, you think this was the,
Dining room.
okay. So what do we know about the dining room?
We know about the dining room is that it was Tindalo wood, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and the fireplace is still here. And also a feature of the dining room when Forbes was here was it was one of 3 rooms in the house that had a bird feeder window, which meant that it was set up so that the birds could actually come inside the room.
Oh, no kidding.
And you could sit and watch the birds feeding.
That's fascinating. Bill, do you know how many rooms there are in this?
I think today there's around 30, I mean, I don't know how many there are today because they cut them up so much. I think from folklore, there was originally 30 in the mansion or thereabouts, but today it's been cut up quite a bit by the conversion into a training center.
Sure, and you can see they have all these little areas for the training center, small groups. There's a couple of rooms that are bigger for the larger groups.
New bathrooms.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And they added a bunch of modern bathrooms.
And the wiring in here is really impressive, but not certainly not historic.
No. Again, for a training center,
Sure.
it's got all the
Yeah.
bells and whistles you would want.
Well, you know, and I don't want to get into the, you know, you have a task force that's going to figure out or make some recommendations of what we think we should do, but it's kind of it gives you a lot of options in that it has a lot of modern things in it, but some of this you can restore, I think, and bring it back to its original beauty.
Right. We understand that the previous owners, when they were looking at development, the original proposal was all down on the front 20 acres or so, and the 6 or 7 acres, including the mansion, they were looking to sell. And they tried to sell it to a realtor group for training purposes. But when they found out they had to do some work having to do with bringing the electric power into the building and the boiler to the building, they walked away with too big a project for them. So again, there was people today still looking, thinking this would be a beautiful training center.
Yeah. Okay. So let's kind of leave downstairs and see what's upstairs. Okay.
You got it.
So as we were trying to go upstairs, Patty said we should stop at the library because we can see that from both upstairs and downstairs. So we're in the library. It is a quaint room. It's gorgeous. I can imagine they had, you know, chairs and that you could read. There's a little, what do you call that over there?
Seat.
Yeah. Don't get so technical
Window
on me,
seat, but
Patty.
it's not in a
I know,
window.
that's what threw me. I almost said window seat, but it's not at a window. So what do you know about this library?
Well, this library is thankfully the same woodwork that was here. I mean, this was retained, except probably for the chandelier and some of the more modern lighting. It's basically the way it was when Forbes built it, except for the books. These are clearly later period books that were probably brought in just to fill spaces.
Right.
But it's a beautiful room.
Yeah, I mean, and it's got the balcony, if you will. And
It's 2 stories.
yeah, and it's
Beautiful little stairway that goes up.
That woodwork, Jack, is the same that was in the original foyer. Unfortunately, today you saw the glass,
Right.
how they modernized it, but
Yeah.
this catches the beauty of what was originally in this building.
all right. So let's go upstairs and take a closer look at that.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. So a quick tour of up here seems to show that, you know, most of the bedrooms and whatever else was used has been totally modernized. There's drop ceilings, except for this room. And this room has a ceiling. I think we may have seen a picture downstairs with this roof line. So this is closer to what it used to look like.
Right. Yes. I mean, you can see the bones. You can see the bones of the structure here. Of
I
what the
think
original
this
structure
might have
was.
been a game room in
Okay.
the original mansion.
All right. And
You
but
can double check when we see that photo.
sure, but you know, unfortunately, the beauty of upstairs is gone for the historical
Right.
part of me.
Yes.
But however, there's a lot of
Potential
potential
for use,
up here
number
for
of
things that
uses,
you
yeah.
can do. So, you know, like I said, it's disappointing in one way, but I think we might have a beautiful mix. You know, if we can restore some of the things downstairs to its former glamour, whatever.
How optimistic.
I am.
And make some practical modern uses for the second and third floor.
So, I think we're gonna probably. Is there any? Should we do the third floor, or is it?
We can take a quick walk up.
May as well see it while I'm here, because I won't get that many chances to do that. And no, for you folks too.
Sure.
You know, we'll at least let you know. Okay, great. We'll go upstairs. So we made it up to the third floor, and it's much like the second floor. Very modern, very conducive to modern day meetings. This room that we're in right now is actually pretty big. I don't know if it was separate rooms and they took walls down, but you could do a lot of things here. So I think it's like I said before, it's a mix, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
The outside's beautiful. Some of the first floor in the library is still nice, or possibly can be brought back and restored. The rest of it, you got to find a modern use for.
Yeah, and it's not just a museum. Like the bathroom facilities on each floor are modern. They're very good. The technology available, the wiring is unbelievable. So there's so much potential here. I just hope. I hope we can figure it out.
We harness it.
All right, so we're going to. I want to go back to the library.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
All right.
read some books.
So we thought it would be a good idea to, gain some knowledge from we gain knowledge of the building, so let's gain some knowledge from the books in there. I've got an outline of man's knowledge of the modern world, copyright 1960. So I got a lot to learn up till then and then after. So. How about you?
I picked up Where Eagles Dare by Alistair MacLean.
I read that book in high school.
Did you really?
Yeah, is that mine?
It's not autographed. No.
It's not.
And I've got Leadership in a Small Town.
How appropriate.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to sign off. We're going to spend a beautiful Saturday reading up at the Forbes estate. Good luck to the town in trying to figure out the best use of this. I'll tell you one thing, it's got a lot of potential. So thank you to Bill, thank you to Patty, and we're signing off from the Forbes mansion. So while Patty and Bill are reading, I'm sneaking around looking for the secret room. I don't know if I found it or not, but there's a door right here. Nah, that's just where Harry Potter lives.